Hello everybody, I hope you're all well. New Zealand has just gone into level 3 again, so we are now under partial quarantine and basically we have to stay at home, wear masks, avoid zombies, and we can only eat takeaways. So I've had a bit of extra time on my hands and I've been looking through some of the videos from our archive, and I've come across a video from 2013. It was a conflict resolution seminar we did here at the Aikido Silverdale dojo in Auckland. Now it was a fantastic event. We explored an aspect of Aikido that's quite often kind of shoved to one side. The idea that we're always trying to get the best possible result out of any situation. It's not just move off the line, take the balance and then punch them really hard on the nose. So grab yourself a coffee, make yourself comfortable, sit down. This is about 25 minutes long, so hopefully some of you will find this interesting. And be nice to each other and let's stay safe. There's two guys that live next door to each other and there's a massive orange tree right on the border of their properties. And this one orange has been growing for weeks. It's huge. Tends to be the biggest orange in the world. Eventually it drops down and they're both having this big argument as to who's going to have the orange. And they kind of, and after a while there's not much conversation going on. They just chop it in half and they take their bits back to their house. One guy scoops all the orange out the middle and eats it, throws the peel away. The other guy scoops all the middle out, throws it away and makes a cake out of the peel. No one's perfect. We've all got kind of flaws. Don't nod. I know. What? But you've got to try and, I guess honesty is the best thing. You've got to present as much as you can an honest spin on what you are, because then other people have got much more chance of interpreting you correctly. If you're saying one thing and meaning another, whether that's directly, my head is 45 feet across, that clearly isn't, or by your body language, then the chances of other people ending up in conflict with you are going to be higher, because they're going to misinterpret what you're saying. So the more honest you are and the more direct you are about what you're presenting to the world, and I mean that from a physical structure as well, the more chance you have of being correctly interpreted. Okay? So we'll do something, we'll talk about our centre as being the core of our being from a martial arts point of view. Okay? If we don't have this properly presented, so basically if I spend all day like this, clearly I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to be efficient. If I can find a way of presenting myself so that this is comfortable and honest and everything I'm broadcasting is genuine, then everything else I come into contact with should greet and react to me better. Okay, I know it's getting a bit open coat sandal, lemongrass sandwich hippie, but the understanding underneath is the same thing. It's just a martial thing. So we're just going to try a quick centre exercise. Kind of Craig and Rupert, two petite gentlemen. So this is just grab that. Both hands. So just lifting up the floor. That wasn't hard, was it? Now, basically all I did was turn off. Okay. Now, if I properly broadcast this, so now I'm, this is me properly, and my centre. I want to stay. To use an obvious word, I want to stay grounded. I don't want to be floating around. I want to be trying to be as honest with this as possible. So I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to feel what they're doing, but I'm going to try and stay connected with myself. Try again. Lift me up. Go quick. Lift. So, and all I'm doing really, I mean, it's not a magic trick. All I'm doing, I'm just relaxing. If I fight these guys, but they're doing the same thing. They're doing exactly the same thing. I've asked them to lift. They're not doing anything aggressive. I am creating the conflict with the way I'm broadcasting myself and the way I'm structuring this. And this is what happens all the time. Quite often, the people that, like myself, that are interested in conflict resolution as a concept and have kind of searched and studied it, are people who naturally write people up the wrong way. Outgrown with various people that like to question stuff, and you've got to try and look at what you're doing and how you're doing stuff. So just try this. I just want arms stiff, ask your partners to lift you, and basically just push down into the floor and stop them lifting you. Go on, guys. That's tough, isn't it? And then just basically just relax. So imagine your centre is where you've collected all your energy and all your weight's there, and just relax everything else. Now just do the same thing. Lift. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Because there's nothing there. I'm not providing conflict. I'm not providing a point for the two things. The softness. You've got a great big fist and you smashed it into another fist. You get two broken fists and all the stuff goes. You've got a fist and you push it into water. There's no conflict. It's just stuff happening. Listen, connect, and participate. Okay. So from a listening point of view, we've already started playing with that. With the Tanahenko exercise, it was fairly quiet because our partners are being genuine and they were just holding it there. They weren't really saying that much. Okay. So there's not that much to pick up. The body language was static, So what we're going to do now, we're going to do a pushing exercise. I want you to react. So there's lots of, again, we've played with this before, but I want you to react to what you're being given, okay? I want you to just keep your structure, be as comfortable and on balance as you can. So Liam's just gonna push me. Again. Literally, that's all we're doing. Push me in different parts of my body. That's it. So I'm listening to what he's doing. If he pushes me really, really hard and I'm not listening, then I'm going to tumble. Or if he kind of pushes me gently and I'm not reacting to it. So, feel what the partner's giving you, the energy they're giving you. And this, we're simplifying this down to just a push. But it could be the language you're using, it could be the body language, it could be the fact you notice they look tired, it could be all sorts of other stuff that's feedback that we normally wouldn't necessarily tune into. All information that's important. So, just push me however you feel. So all I'm trying to do is just keep my structure and react to what's being given, okay? So I'm just going to stand in there, wander around, push any part of me at all, okay? Anything. Good. So basically, if Liam's turn, so just that's it. So just react honestly to what's being given. We're only going to do these exercises for a little while, but just to get your mindset into what it is we're playing with, because we're going to try and develop these three things and then put them together, and then we'll play with them within a technique. Okay, have a go. The next concept, connecting. Now, when we were doing our Tanahenko little exercise at the beginning, connecting with the partner, sort of looking at things from the same viewpoint, if you like. From a martial arts point of view, here we go. Oh, come on. Good kind of choice today. Just swing a few punches. Good. Oh, hit me. No, hit me. Come on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I could do this all day. Eventually, he'd hit me. He's younger and fitter and better looking. But all I'm doing is banging them out. I'm not connecting with him. I'm moving out of the way, just about, and I'm kind of, there's no, that's not ever going to go any further than what happened. The conflict was already there on an emotional level, and as we were touching, there was a conflict going on there, but I'm never going to do anything with that. There's never going to be any chance of any kind of reconciliation or turning that into something decent. So to try and find a way of actually connecting with what's going on here, finding out what's going on, why he's doing what he's doing, what he actually wants, and seeing if I can get on the same tram line as him, see if I can get on the same path. See what I mean? You can't just go from fight to happiness and light and rainbows and Care Bears, you know? There's a process. You've got to get inside each other's heads and work out what's going on. There's got to be a connection. Sometimes if you just look at the information that's there and be bothered to take it in, sometimes reconciliation and changing something that's potentially a nasty situation that can then escalate, because quite often the conflict just keeps going. It's like a snowball down here. Quite often there's a very, very simple way. How often, all of us at some point have met someone for the first time and thought, I'm very keen on them, they're a big character. And then a couple of years later, in a different situation or whatever it is, in fact we were talking about this as well, you think, actually, yeah, they're a good guy. So rather than me choosing to, smash, you're on the floor unconscious, end of conflict. I'm going to try and do something. I'm going to connect with my partner. I'm just going to blend with this shape. All I'm doing with this is filling in this space. This isn't destruction. I'm not going, this is basically just to stop this forward motion. To give me a chance. This strike basically is here. He's angry with this bit. He's coming in, so he wants that space there. That's fine. He can have that. That's great. I'm just going to put something up to make sure I'm making contact with it when it's there, though. I'm connected. Even down to the point where the mechanical centre of this lever I'm using to take his balance is in line with my centre. I'm being honest about that. I'm not just, this isn't me just kind of going, bang. I'm trying to keep this, he's my centre the whole time, he's got my centre, there's my centre, and now I'm picking up the bit I need. And now we can have a conversation. Might not be exactly the conversation you wanted, but it's a lot nicer than the endless punches and blocks, and that story was going to go on forever. So just try this one, just one more. So, he swings round, I match his feet. I'm matching his movement. So we're both already doing the same kind of thing. There's an element of connection there. Thumb on the base of here, just control this. I'm going to take it through to where his balance was going anyway. Nothing that he didn't already want to do, whether he knew it or not. Into my centre. I'm just going to keep going. I'm listening to him. He's solid there. So the information he's giving me, that's what I need. And this will just do for now. Let's talk about it. Makes me feel small. So 2 hands from behind. This is a good fun. So again, stronger, better looking. There's no way I'm just going to muscle my way out of this. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff I could do, But that would be me creating a conflict, which would be a bit. So and the more I try and, especially my shoulders, because it's about as far as I go. So I've got to find a way of me addressing this so that I can get inside it. Why is he doing this? You could have a mate that's just going to pop in front of me, he's going to punch Mary Hell out of it, and he's holding me down. For all I know, I could have been standing looking at the sea view, and the cliff edge was starting to pull away, and he's actually about to pull me back and save me. If I kick him in the nut, I'm going to just fall over the edge. So I've got to listen. What have I got? Okay, he's home. So generally speaking, I'm unhappy with this situation. but I don't want to start something that's going to, it's going to escalate. So I'm going to, he's got my arms. That's the realistic thing. I'm listening to what's going on. He's got my arms. He hasn't got. I can carry on doing the river dance thing. He's only got this. So if I move my centre, as we were talking about earlier, the integrity of this and my kind of, now I'm looking at what's going on. Just going to connect into the ground. Now there's, for those Aikido people, obviously there's all sorts of things I can do from here, But in this particular situation, it's just holding it. There's no need for anything that's other than, I'm hardly even using my arms. It's just me connecting. Just me connecting. And we're back in the same situation where I can buy them another coffee. By the end of the day, you're going to be wired with all these coffees you're having. There's a metaphorical story, yes. Have a seat, I'll tell a metaphorical story. Big lecture theatre. And there's a supply teacher covering for the day. So all the kids all say, okay, 22 minutes pass. We're all throwing our books on the floor. It'll be really, really fun. So the class starts and she's on the whiteboard. 22 minutes pass. And all the kids are snickering. Rather than turning around and kind of shouting and getting annoyed, she looks at them all, she looks at the books on the floor, walks over to her desk, picks up her book and drops it and says, sorry I was late. What you do, how you react to some of this stuff, how you react to the energy that the universe gives you, if you want to be a bit kind of holistic about it, is entirely down to you. And you guys have all got different stuff, you've all got different life and spirits, you've all got different makeups, so it's up to how you kind of deal with it. So hold on tight, really tight. So now, I really can't do anything apart from move my centre. In front, I've moved my centre so this is in front. I'm not even worried about this, I'm keeping this directly, if you like, in front of my back. And I'm just going to turn where I feel there's some space. Now I'm going to use my centre back to here again. About the most non-aggressive way of dealing with that situation that I can possibly think of. But it's about the connection. If I break free from this grip, or I start a conflict, I start a fight, if I kind of go, he's got this, he obviously wants that, that's fine, I've got no real problem with that. That's absolutely fine. I can feel where his balance point is, it's over there. Down there, isn't it? Yes. Participate could be anything. You've got every end of the spectrum. It could be a conversation that started off getting a bit and you talked it down, and it could be, like I was doing with Leah, jokingly, taking for coffee. It could be, it's a guy coming at you with a chainsaw and an ice hockey mask. It might be, the participation might be, pushing a chair onto him and then running. But it's the appropriate, best scenario that you can get out of that situation. That's what you're trying to do, okay? And you can only do that if you've got the information first of all, you've connected with that information, got involved with it, and then you do something with it. Conflict and to resolve things, you can't just hope that it goes away. You actually have to do something with it. And that's what we've been doing. We've been doing something with it. We've been taking it to a position where we've now got choices. I'm going to create conflict, okay? There's a stiff arm. Just bend my arm. You'll probably do this, no problem at all. So just bend my arm. Sorry. I think my relatives back in London felt that. So I'm pure strength, okay? We've all done this before, but I'm creating, I'm creating the conflict here. Now, so now, same thing, you can use both hands if you want. This time, rather than just standing here and being stiff and creating a potential for all sorts of stuff to go wrong, I'm going to listen to what he's doing. Just change your feet around so we're in that's it. I'm listening to what he's doing, so he's pulling down. I'm going to connect with it, and I'm going to participate. You started yet? So I'm relaxed. Now I'm going to participate with this. Yeah, bend it. Dancing with you would be very tiring. Very tiring. So, thank you. I mean, it's an Aikido magic trick. You see it, but all you're basically doing is you're not fighting. I'm the important bit was my centre was engaged. I was giving him the respect he was due. And this here, as he was pulling it down, I thought, okay, I don't want to fight against that. I mean, he's twice as good looking and twice as strong. There's no way I'm going to do. So all I was doing is he was pulling down towards himself like that. I thought, you can have that. Just a little bit of extension through the fingers, but from here. I do it much more. Relaxed, but lined up, so that your centre is reinforcing what we're doing. It's kind of the base of everything we do in most martial arts. This unbendable arm we use in pretty much everything. The minute you put tension into it and you lock up, or you're stiff, it's a straight line. A straight line in a human body is never strong. Not a locked out straight line. Rupert's really disagreeing. But obviously, when you've got that kind of, but if you're trying to do something dynamic, if something is locked out, you're using energy to lock it out for starters. If I then want to move to any other situation, I've got to relax, reset, and then do something else. It's just not efficient. I mean, our basic kind of posture, if you like, I've got two unbendable arms. Even though I'm at rest, the energy's, I'm putting like my old sensei used to talk about hose pipes of water coming out. There's a decent flow. If I decide to fall over, I'm not going to stiffen up and cause a conflict from the floor. I'm just going to connect and join and come back up. Because there's no need. There's points in having an argument with the floor, that would be really stupid. So we're going to try this. We're just going to use this shape again now. Okay, this concept of flowing through what we've got here. We'll do it from a strike again. Where's Liv? Over again. No, I'll tell you what. We won't do it from a strike. We'll do it from a. Hold on tight. So, feel like flying? Yes. So he's got me here. Okay. I'm going to keep my energy. I'm not going to push and pull. I'm just going to put my centre to this. I'm going to move it to where I know there is a balance point. Okay? Both arms. Okay? So if I start, hold on tight, you keep it there as normal. So my centre goes into it. There's my shape. That's it. Very, very simple sumo toss shape. If he's holding on tight though, I'll just try and go there. Well, no, keep it there, keep it there. So, there's my centre. There it moves. Now in that particular instance, you guys have been training a bit, the normal human reaction, I've told him to get there, because I was going there, he started slightly pushing into me. Just start pushing into me. But I'm trying to listen to that. So hold it there, keep it there, that's it. Oh, there's that little push. So I'll go that way. He's giving me this little push. I'll have that. And that very slightly takes the weight out of his heels. From a mechanical point of view. From a relationship point of view, here's my centre, yours, that's good, you can have that if you want, that's lovely. There's your balance point. I can already feel you wanted to turn that back foot, that's fine. One more. So he's a bit more open this side. So his balance point's going to be over there. That's better.
You can do that.
Another coffee? Have a go. Look. Do it in other groups if you want. Now. think that's a good technical. Go on then. So Liam's going to basically, he's going to come in, he's going to grab both hands, okay? So there's no right or wrong with this. He's going to come in and grab with both hands. So it's like a step up from what we've just been doing. But the fact that he's coming in with a step means, you know, at the moment he's giving me a neutral thing. I can just play with my centre and my unbendable arm and redirecting and all that kind of stuff. When he comes in, the conflicts, the potential conflict we'll call it, has started here because he's indicated his intent to come and grab me. So now I've got to listen, I've got to look at his body movement. Is he coming in like this? Is he going to push down? Is he coming in with one hand first? You know, I've got to listen to what's going on. I've got to make connection with him, which is going to happen obviously because he's going to get hold of my wrist, but I don't want to do and break out. I want to stay connected, and then some way I'm going to participate with him and bring it to a close in a nice way. Okay? So it's effectively, for you Aikido people, this is a kokinage. Okay? So I'll take it that means later. We go around there, that's okay. Oh, down. That's fine. So he's lifting me up. That's all right. And I'll